At first, yeah, I was a bit skeptical, but at the same time, I already said, fuck it.
So I guess at that point, like, what was like the biggest frustration that you were having? Like, what were you going through at the moment?
What I was going through, the biggest frustration was the fact that I kept reliving the same bloody loop. Everyday conversations. The confidence in myself while I'm having these conversations has improved.
Yo, what is up, guys? Today we'll be going over Deltah's case study and how he actually changed his life in just a matter of less than 3 months, and literally everything he has done to go from, being in New Zealand to working his 9 to 5 to now transitioning to fully in remote sales and to moving to Thailand. So let's hear a word from him. Before we started, Deltah was stuck in the weed spraying job. He was, frustrated with not seeing the results that he actually wanted in life. And now I think it's been over like 70 days now. He's literally going to be in Thailand and not too long, October 15th. He's more confident, disciplined. He's now operating in the 2.0 self, and he's literally radiating that operator presence. So today we're going to be breaking down exactly how he did that. So go ahead and introduce yourself real quick, brother. Where are you from? What do you do?
My name's Deltah Kaipor. I'm still currently a weed sprayer, but I'm also learning another skill, which is social media management. On top of that, also appointment setting.
Awesome. And before, I guess, jumping into the Quantum Operator Academy, what sort of cycles and habits were, I guess, keeping you stuck, man, to be honest?
What things were keeping me stuck? Honestly, thinking that I knew best. Thinking that I knew what was best and thinking that I could do it all by myself. I think that was the biggest one. Like this part of my ego was just thinking I could push myself forward, but it was actually the thing holding me back. So that would have to be one of the biggest things. And then everything else apart from that would have to be just all the small habits, the small bad habits, like the negative self-talk, just the way I presented myself, the way I looked at myself, the way I treated myself. Like, I would say I want the best for myself, but then I'd go and do the same things that I would do when I was 15, right? And they'll be like jerking off. I'll be fucking objectifying women. I wouldn't even be like who I am today.
And I've seen like such a big change in you, bro. Like literally since we started, like honestly, you're a totally different person. Like you sound different. You honestly look different, and you're acting different. Most importantly, so I guess what were you actually trying before you joined? Like, and did any of it work?
Well, before I joined, what I was trying was just for me, it was the grind set. I was doing what everyone said to do, but I was doing it in my own way. But my own way wasn't the right way because I still had the old habits that I was still trying to incorporate into my new life. And that just doesn't make sense. I mean, in the Bible, it says you can't serve two things because you will love one and despise the other, and vice versa. Same thing when you come into your new life. You can't hang on to your old life and still want to do the old things while wanting to move forward at the same time.
That's right. So I guess at that point, like, what was like the biggest frustration that you were having? Like, what were you going through at the moment?
What I was going through, the biggest frustration was the fact that I kept reliving the same bloody loop. The same cycle just kept re-happening. It was like I was in a washing machine, and instead of getting taken out of the washing machine to go get dried, I was just getting tossed and turned over and over in the same cycle.
So, I mean, would you describe yourself as stuck when you were there? Or what would you describe yourself actually as then?
I was stuck at a very slow pace. So I was moving forward, but just extremely slowly.
So when you like first came into Quantum Operator Academy, like what did you actually want to achieve? Like what was the vision that you actually had set for yourself when you first started?
Well, when I first joined, I had the vision of just becoming the person who I said I wanted to be. At first, yeah, I was a bit skeptical, but at the same time, I already said, "Fuck it, I'm going for it." So I might as well just give it my all. Might as well give it my best shot. Yeah, I'm getting closer and closer, a lot faster to the man who I said I can be every day now. Like, if I hadn't joined and taken that leap, taken that bold faith in myself, then I probably wouldn't be in the position I am right now until this time next year.
Yeah, I do remember, bro, like on the first call, you're pretty hesitant on the investment side of things. So like what actually made you pull the trigger to be like, you know what, we're going to do it. Let's do this. I commit to this.
So what made me want to pull the trigger on the investment after even being so hesitant. Part of me just came to trust what Luke had to say. I mean, you can see the results. You can see everything that you've built. You can see everything that you've helped build. Like you're not putting on a facade for the people. You're showing them what you do and how you actually operate throughout your life. And I think that's what I had trouble believing, because I was living in I guess, a fake state. I was suffering or dealing with imposter syndrome. And because of that, I was seeing it and projecting it onto you. And I started to trust myself. I decided to trust you as well.
So the initial trust in me came from the trust in yourself first.
Yes. I mean, I didn't have full trust in myself, but there was a part of me who was like, well, like, what's the worst that's going to happen?
100%. So, like, as far as like specific goals go, like, what did you have in mind when you first started working with me?
So when I first started working with you, I think it was all monetary based. Like I wanted to be like, it was all just physical. It was all just physical things. So I wanted to be jacked, and I wanted to be eating healthier. Wanted to be making 5K, 10K a month. But I'm getting closer to those first three. But the other results that I've gotten, like just while working towards these with you, how can I describe this? It's just overall confidence. You begin to get more confident and more sure and more certain and just more dialed, for lack of better words, just more dialed to go out into the world and actually get what you want.
100%. I love that, bro. You know, I've definitely seen a big change in you, and we're only going to continue to elevate that every single day, right? So I'll start here. When you did join QOA, like we did your onboarding call, it was pretty brutal, right? So you started the operator missions, you're doing those. What was it really like for you in those first 2 weeks of joining?
Man, I remember the first onboarding call, to be completely honest with you. I was freaking out. I didn't have a laptop. I didn't have a camera. I didn't have something to work with. Like everything that I should have had ready before the call, I didn't have ready before the call. And I was like,
yeah.
I could feel that my heart, it was racing, man. It was absolutely racing because, I just wasn't prepared. And I felt like I was waiting for the time. And I was like, shit.
So what was it like? What was it like for you though in the first 2 weeks of you joining? Like, how was that actually like changing you, I should say?
I think the first 2 weeks really helped shine a light on everything that I had been neglecting. So from the small things, well, what I thought was small was the self-talk, the daily habits, the daily rituals, the things that I just go about. Like even writing up my goals and seeing them out in front of me, seeing what I wanted and just knowing what I wanted and like actually being able to visualize it as well. It raises your confidence and it makes you feel more excited for that life. And that was something that I was missing, to be completely honest with you.
For sure. And obviously the thing we talk about quite a lot is like living the 2.0 life. So what is your experience with that?
Living the 2.0 life, I mean, it's a frequency. It's some days you'll experience your 10.0 life. You're just up here, and then other days you'll be at your 2.0 life, which is still high compared to your 1.0. But going through it, to answer your question, it's been a good experience. It's been an absolutely great experience. I never thought I'd be referring to the person who I am today as a 2.0 version of who I was. And I'm pretty sure I said that to you. Like, it's insane.
100%. Yeah. So in regards to like the hardest part for you, like was that maybe like the civilian collapse protocol? Was it like the routine side of things, accountability systems? Like what was the hardest part for you to grasp right at first?
I'd have to say the routine. The routine would have had to be the most difficult thing. Just changing up everything that I was doing. I think that was the one that I was stumped on the most.
Okay. And since joining, like what actually has changed for you? Like, I mean, the habits, the presence, the mindset, what has actually like shifted for you from then when it was a struggle for you to now?
So my overall presence, I believe it's gotten a lot better. and my awareness to things, that's improved. Like just being able to stand in a room and have a feeling of like what's actually going on, that's improved. My confidence in my abilities, that's improved. The way I walk, that's improved. The way I talk, that's improved. The way I even go about everyday conversations, the confidence in myself while I'm having these conversations has improved. And my daily habits, majorly improved. Luke says that procrastination must feel like acid on the skin, and he's not wrong. Like every time I go to procrastinate, it feels like someone's just getting acid and just, dropping it on you, and you're just like, you're twitching. You're like, I can't just lie here and do nothing. It's like, what am I doing?
Exactly right. So compared to 1.0 Delta and now 2.0 Delta, what is like the biggest thing external that people now notice about you compared to that?
Man, 1.0 Delta, I mean, from an outsider's perspective, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure. I'd like to say there's been people who have noticed big change, but honestly, I can notice the change. I wasn't walking around strutting my shit like I was like top dog before. I wouldn't look at people and like greet them so welcome, like, hey, I wouldn't do that before, man.
Yeah.
I'd walk hoodie on, head down, and just like this, go about my day. It's like, I got shit to do, blah, and keep to myself. Now I'm like around, looking around. I'm like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah, 100%, bro. And that's a big change I've noticed in you too, bro. It's like the overall like aura of Delta. Like I hopped on with you at first, and I was just like sort of like low, bro. I don't know. It was sort of like a lower frequency, at least compared to how it is now. It's like totally different, in my opinion.
Yeah, man, I have to go over that video again.
But yeah, what's like next for you on the operator path, brother?
Honestly, you invest in yourself once, and it becomes addictive. I'm gonna start investing in myself some more, but for now, as this month goes on, it's just gonna be putting in the reps to grow my DM setting skills, to then moving on to the closing roles, and then after that, I'll be in Thailand. I should be in Thailand by that time.
You said you have it booked for October 14th, yeah?
Yeah, I'll be leaving on October 14th, landing at 8 o'clock Bangkokian time, Thailand time.
Indochina. Yeah, that's sick, man. I'm proud of you, bro. So if you're watching this and you're stuck in the civilian loop of soft habits, just feeling sort of stuck with where you are, QOA will literally quantum jump you into your 2.0 self. So links below, just literally send me a message on Instagram and we can chat.